Alright, we have been running our head into a wall with these different blue-black Gran-Gran graveyard decks in Pioneer, and I guess I'm not going to stop. So we are trying Abhorrent Oculus this time. We've got Gran-Gran, of course. We've got Stitcher's Supplier, which is a bit spicy. Not always a card you see played with Oculus, but it's pretty good at helping you just hardcast it, right? Like if you play it and it dies, that's 6 cards. So we can just hardcast it pretty easily. We also have no one left behind that can reanimate the Oculus for 2 mana. We've got a Sephiroth we can get back, as well as just reanimating Sheoldred or Quantum Riddler. And then, of course, we got Winternight Stories. So this is a really powerful card draw spell. Obviously, people are familiar with it because of the VV deck, but we've got a Prof's package. It's really good with Sheoldred, where you can just gain 6 life. If you have 5 mana, you play Sheoldred, activate this, gain 6 life. It's also good with Quantum Riddler, of course. And then we've got Souls of the Lost and Bloodghast and Poet's Quill. All cards to experiment with, but Bloodghast good to discard. Souls good at having big stats for this. Then we have Deadly Dispute to go alongside Eyetwitch, which is a 1-drop that lets us learn when we die. So we can get Boomerang Basics or Abandon Attachment. So pretty spicy list. Got our 1 of Rapid Hybridization to help pop our Eyetwitch and Supplier, as well as just give us a blocker. I'm still not sure how good this card is, but it's been sort of impressive to me in these decks, so I just want to keep trying it. You can also use it with Bloodghast. And then, yeah, there's Poet's Quill, which can play well with Profs. You get the lifelink. You can also just sacrifice it to Deadly Dispute, and it's another way to discard an Oculus, so you can reanimate it back. So yeah, just experimenting. Probably won't stop in the new year. This is just how I sort of engage with Magic. It's the most fun to me. I could just play Is It Prowess or whatever, 1,000 games, but I'd rather do this. So yeah, no Thoughtseize or Fatal Push in the main deck. They probably could be, should be, but we want to make space for different things so we can learn about the cards and how they interact. Sideboard, we got Annul, Thoughtseize, Anoint for the sheep, I guess. Torpor Orb for green-white. Ashiok for Lumra. This can also just mill us. And then, of course, Boomerang Basics, Abandoned Attachment. Fatal Push for aggro decks. Shredder for prowess. Make Disappear is just an overall decks with higher curve. We can board this in. And then a Revenant for the red decks. So that is it. We are, again, running our head in the wall with Dimir. Let's see if we can get anything going this time. If you guys want the list, it's in the description. And I will see you in the games. All right. Or against Yorion. I feel like every time I guess that it's blue-white control, it's a different deck, so I'm not going to do that. You go first. Hand looks fine. Could be pixie stuff. Probably would rather it be blue-white, because it means my Gran-Gran's probably going to live, maybe, potentially. I guess all the decks have 1-mana removal. It's sort of a joke to not have any, I think. This is Niv, or what's the other one? What do I want to do here, actually? I guess we're just processing, and we want to find a land. There's our land. Let's scrap the other Gran-Gran. If we can't remove this, we get the Deadly Dispute. Any Bloodghasts? Any one-ofs? Nope. This is interesting. My Gran's gonna die, right? Guess we'll Deadly Dispute. We could even just put the counters on the new Supplier. Okay. You get to be a 3/3, and then we have double reanimate on Oculus. Or we have Sephiroth. Oculus, I guess. no way for me to mill the Bloodghast. I can just do it in main phase. I guess I'm just gonna hit them. And I'm not gonna sack off Sephiroth. Trying to bait them to verse the Supplier, but... Okay, well, couldn't really utilize the effects of my cards. I didn't get counters from Proft, I didn't get Sephiroth. And they were patient with the verse. So that's unfortunate. Okay, so this is Enigmatic, I think, instead of Niv. A bunch of Vanishing Verses. We have Leyline Binding. We have Tapland. I think we're in a decent spot. Sheoldred 6U. Alternatively, what? Supplier Profs is going to be +2. Sheoldred 6U is fine. So Leyline Binding's the scariest card here, right? I don't think that matters. I guess they can use it to block. Lifelink. We're going to be an X3. We have X. How are they blocking? So 6, 3, and 2. I think they're dead. Right, I just need to hybridize this Zur. Hybridize Zur, they go to 6. Or I still have a trigger. They go to 5. Then 1/3 gets in, they have to block 2 creatures die no matter what. So 2 creatures die here, 1 dies here. They're going to -1. Nice. That was a cool game. Sephiroth, dude. This might be my card of 2025. I love this. I love Sephiroth. It's just like the type of thing I wish would be better in Magic, but kind of is fallen by the wayside. Okay, so counterspell good. I guess is Urborg actually good? Thoughtseize in. Annul is very good. Shredder, no. Anoint kills Zur. How much do I care about Zur? There's probably 1 copy of Zur in their deck. And Torpor Orb is what? Guess we can try it. How much graveyard hate they're gonna have. -3. What are my ETB guys? Sephiroth's still fine. I already took out the Riddler. They're gonna have like 4 Rest in Peace. I tried taking out Souls, I guess. Alright, well, happy to get game 1. That deck is always terrifying. They just didn't cast Leyline Binding. A lot of games where they don't do that. Deck Gonna fall apart. Alright, well they're on the play, so they get to nuke this Gran-Gran for 2 mana if they have it. Yeah, I think they probably have removal spell, but this is mana efficient, so I'm gonna do it. Yep. And then next turn we can just Gran-Gran Profs. Add Yorion, not the strongest play. Alright, well I've got Oculus. I need like a supplier or something to enable me. I guess I can discard these and find Reanimate, but I sort of doubt the Gran-Gran lives. Yeah, well. I should have main phase the removal, because I could drop Deadly Dispute, but no punish here. It's a really, really, really terrible draw by us. We just have all lands and Oculuses and no ways to get anything going. That sucks. Just like kind of the worst possible. Not even like a Thoughtseize. Sheoldred. Can't imagine you're doing much, but I could play you and let you die to Yorion, I guess. Hopefully, the next game won't go this badly. Like, maybe they rest in PSS or whatever, but, like, for the context of what has happened in this game, this could not have gone worse. Okay, well, that is one of my best draws in my deck by a lot, so maybe we can come back. Annul is very good. 2 cards. I have 3 mana. Am I discarding an Oculus here? I guess so. Hopefully their hand is a bunch of lands too. Maybe we can get back into it. So how many counters are we getting? Just 3. That's a hit, and then I go Oculus. Oh, I can't. I still don't have 6. I just assumed I would get to 6 off that. God, we've just done nothing. That's so funny. Well, if that's the case, I would have just Winternight Stories. I should have checked. That's my bad. Alright, we get to 6 here. Okay. Sheoldred. Good card. Is that better than Oculus, though? Sheoldred, Winternight Stories leave up Annul. Versus Oculus, or... No, I can only Oculus 1, so I could just Oculus. No, I think I'm down. I'm down for Sheoldred, Winternight Stories. Plus 6 life. I think I need to leave up Annul. I think it's just way too greedy not to. I can leave up Deadly Dispute, though. Or no removal spell. They could find removal spell, we Deadly Dispute, and then we still have Annul. God, that Winternight Stories was such a big deal. I can't believe I didn't get punished, but they just didn't do anything. They found the enigmatic, but we had Annul. Now what? I have Oculus, Gran-Gran, so it's always just more Oculus. What would I rather have? Would I rather have Sephiroth at this point? If they have nothing, we could just kill them with Profts, potentially. I assume they have nothing. The fact that Sheoldred didn't get dealt with. So how many cards have we drawn? 2, 9. Wow. Nice. Alright, well, not bad, not bad. GG's. Did not expect to win that game. Alright, we got Gran-Gran and Oculus. I think we have to keep. Oh no. I hate it when this happens. I hate it when I queue up for Pioneer and I keep a bad hand. Because I know this is going to happen. It's fine because we're going to top deck perfectly. Because, oh. Well, I guess Gran-Gran's dead. But them discarding Oculus is kind of nice. Because I can just reanimate it. I did not expect that. We also drew a Gran-Gran. I think they were supposed to take Gran-Gran. I guess they're convinced this Gran-Gran will be dead. So, probably happening now. Alright, we got a backup one. Can I draw a reanimate? God, that would have been nasty. Play Hive, go. So this is black-white mid-range. They're gonna have like high noons and... Oh no, excuse me, this is Greasefang. Normally when I see shadowy Backstreet, I think... Is the Greasefang deck typically played? I do not know. Alright, well. We drew well, at least. My turn. Really, my opponent's hand is terrible. Ooh, the best card you could have had. Ooh. Unfortunate. Ooh, the best card you could have possibly had. You hate to see that. We even won Ashiok. Which is kind of bad. This matchup's maybe a bit rough. See what we can do. Alright. So, how am I winning this? Can I race with the Quill? There's like a specifically odd matchup where maybe having that lifelink will be good and we can just bounce off each other. I don't have answers to indestructible sheltered by ghost thing. We're probably doomed. Let's just get this one over with because I think it might be rough. I guess the bounce is actually pretty good. So these Eyetwitches have some value. Rapid Hybridization can kill Greasefang. I definitely want the counters. Anoint is very good against their deck. They're not really gonna have graveyard hate. Maybe I just don't do Sheoldred. Ashiok, good. Like, the fact that I can mill myself with Ashiok makes it so much better than normally. Like, I am a graveyard deck. So even if it's borderline, maybe it's fine to have. But the way their discard outlets work, they can just sandbag the Parhealant until the turn they Greasefang me. So I'm just not going to do Ashiok. Yeah, I think this Greasefang deck got substantially worse since the printing of Boomerang Basics because so many more people put Nowhere to Run in their deck. And that deck is just like borderline unplayable against Nowhere to Run. Okay. We're gonna keep. Guess we'll just keep all the lands. This hand is not it. But my opponent's hand was just like the stones. Like, I'm not gonna be that upset about Thoughtseize into removal spell, monument, discard outlet. Like, not really supposed to beat that. What could I have to? Oh, the new land maybe is good. The blue one that lets you draw and discard. That could be a useful card to have in my deck. A lot of these blue-black decks I've been playing have had like 4 Bloodghast, so I've sort of changed the mana base, but this version could maybe play that card. Yeah, yeah. You're sick. You're cool. You look at my hand. I play a shitty synergy deck. You Thoughtseize me. My deck falls apart. I feel stupid. I delete my deck. I put 4 Unholy Annex in my deck. Yeah, yeah. We know the deal. Hey, this time I showed up with Sheoldred, okay? I'm trying a little bit more than I normally would. Alright, don't get fatal pushed, old lady. We need you. We really need you out here. No. Okay. No. Suicide the old Gran-Gran. I think I have to just yet. I'm trying to think of how much more value it's going to get in the future. If they have Greasefang Parhelion, we have lost the game. I guess I'm going to just go past this. I want to discard 2 cards here. We're at... So we'll be at 6 if I suicide this. I can do that next turn. If they have Shelter by Ghost, I guess I would just annul it. Alright, your go. Oh, not that. Yep. Eyetwitch. Oh, they give me no blocks. I guess it's fine, because I'm getting value. Second Supplier. I think I'd rather have the Eyetwitch. Okay, I'm gonna lose the Winternight Story, but I get to keep up Annul, so I think it's worth. The Fatal Push, well, it's bad for me. Can't cast it just yet, though. Auto Tapper got him. Pretty good against my Oculus, can't lie. Alright, do I want to gain 5 life and block? No, not really. Alright, Tech you. You're definitely struggling here. I don't know if this game is unwinnable, but I do not think it's very likely we are winning it. Hanging on to this Annul, just hoping things work out. Another verse. Take 5 again. The answer is no. I wanted to block with this Eyetwitch to get the discard draw to. My opponent has prevented that, but also they kind of spewed a Vanishing Verse, so maybe it's not the end of the world. We need an Oculus into play. Proft doesn't really give me an Oculus anyway. Let's just attack, see what we find. I think we're... yeah. Please let me attack, so I can concede the game when I break. Unfortunate. Okay, Eyetwitch. I want to trade? Well, I didn't miss any value on this Profts. Do I want to play the land out? I guess not. Okay, now you play your monument and I can concede. Good job. Alright, GG. Opponent goes first. My hand is incredibly awkward. Maybe the most awkward. I'm gonna try it because I'm greedy. Thoughtseize me and then I'm gonna draw the best card. Nope, just gonna murder me with that. Well, I did draw the best card. So. Take that. Alright, what did we mill? Sheoldred is not an Oculus. Burn out fast enough. What the hell? Monstrous Raging, I guess. Yeah. Mill and Oculus. Mill and Oculus get this free win. No. Okay, so do I want to Profts or do I want to just Supplier? Supplier gives me land drop. Sorry. Also gives me land drop potentially. Just hardcast our Oculus if we're not going to mill one. Okay. Chain Whirler, damn. So that can flip up as a large thing, which is nice. Especially with the Supplier. And Whirler again. Right? Oh, really? Okay. I'm gonna lose to this garbage. Alright, well, I can't be too upset. This is kind of cool. So they gave the guy Death Touch. And that keeps my board. Right on. That sucked. It's like so wildly unplayable against anything other than a pile of creatures, but they did get me. We're getting an Oculus. I mean, maybe we can live. Is there a reason to leave up Deadly Dispute instead of playing Supplier? I mean, short answer is probably yes, but I'm just gonna have more things in play. Chain Whirler, Touch of Moon Glove. Sure. Doesn't matter. Land. Sign of a show of weakness. Double block this, it's double strike, so pump is 2 is 3. Where's all the mana to activate? I could block Oculus on it, and then I'm trading Oculus. I'm dead. 6. Let me think then. 6 over 6. Only 7. Get to keep my 2/2. I have to beat 2 Chain Whirlers with a Winternight Story. It's very likely, but assume this gives me the best shot of winning, maybe. Yeah, I mean... What the hell is this? What just happened? Okay. I don't know if I actually want to go to 2 now that I think about it. Spurs Lightning's always going to kill me. It doesn't matter. And then do I want to attack? I guess I maybe do. You're getting 3 counters. Good one. I might actually make it so I can kill them next turn. War Chief. What the hell is going on? I just died? They're playing goblins. I guess if I didn't attack, I would have lived. I didn't really realize they were... I mean, I just got randomed as fuck. Okay. I think I would have won if I didn't attack, but I don't know how I'm supposed to deduce that the card in hand is Goblin War Chief for some reason. I guess well played, right? Because they played in a way in which they wanted that to happen, but... Okay. So their deck is just random trash goblin pile. Which is probably going to be pretty good against my deck. I have a lot of X1s. They can death touch down my Oculus board and just sweep everything, so... Weird deck. Probably not playable against, you know, anything other than a pile of creatures, but they got us. They want Torpor Orb. Make disappear, probably not. Thoughtseize, also probably not. So let's take out Bloodghast. Got a Profts. Eyetwitch. I guess I want the Rapid for the Chain Whirler ping. I think I want Push. Maybe I don't actually need it. Take out Riddler. And then I don't know what type of graveyard hate they're going to have. Let's try this. Yeah, I mean, anytime they have the... If they have Chain Whirler plus give it Death Touch, it's going to be really, really hard to win. I mean, clearly it happened there. We almost won, but I didn't realize... I don't even know why Goblin War Chief is in their deck. I don't think it should be. The other one's pretty reasonable. But I don't even... Is Burnout Bash not a Goblin? I guess it is. I have no idea. I genuinely do not know. I don't know if that card's creature type has ever mattered. Alright, this hand's pretty damn good. So we'll go what? So we can't double spell if I lead on Gran-Gran, but I think it's still worth... Okay, that's not true. We'll just take one. I'm not that worried about getting Turbo beat down. Tapland. Oculus. This will put us at 3. I think I'm supposed to keep the Oculus. Just play for the hard cast. Play creature here. Gran-Gran doing her thing. Maybe I wasn't supposed to discard the Winternight Stories along the way, but I don't have like a Doom Blade. can Death Touch this guy while I drew Reanimate anyway, so. I think that's good enough. I'm going to discard Gran-Gran. I can play the Hive and just have it as an extra beater. They're taking a lot of damage even if they are dealing with the Oculus. Give your Death Touch, shoot my 5/5, I'll reanimate it. Could Fatal Push alternatively. Guess that's better. I lose Supplier, and then I can reanimate something else. Yeah, this is obviously better. You're 10. Alright, we'll leave the Sheoldred in there. If we draw land, we can reanimate it. Okay. Oh, we did pretty powerful stuff. So hopefully we can do that again in the third game. I think we're not going to board. Alright, this looks like a mulligan. It is not great. We'll keep it though. Needs a 1-drop. Notably not a 1-drop. Is this a goblin? It is a goblin, okay. I don't know if I've ever looked at the art. Well, we're getting beat down. We don't have anything to do. I don't really have like a sweeper or anything in my deck, so we might just die to shitty 1/1s. It's a decent draw. Yes, kind of. It just dies when it blocks. But maybe it's worth having it die when it blocks. Any sort of Goblin Lord will probably just end the game, but otherwise we can block, play Revenant, stall the game. Maybe Sephiroth plus some other things can get going. Uh-oh. Well, we died. We died of death. GG's, Goblin opponent. GG's. Yeah, a lot of mulligans this go around. Didn't really help us. I think our deck has some really powerful draws, but we did not hit those. Such as life. Also going to be anytime you play some sort of like reanimator type deck, there's going to be inconsistencies. You're going to draw hands where you just have all of the things you want to discard and no ways to discard them. I have Deadly Dispute. I don't have a 1-drop. I think I configured my deck. Like, I'm very comfortable with how I configured my deck. To compensate for these realities, but it's still just tough. Sometimes you just ride the low end of variance. So far, this is maybe the best blue-black deck. It's felt like the best blue-black deck I've tried. Like, it really does some powerful stuff. I think the Oculus stuff fits pretty well into the shell. And, you know, work could be done. It can be improved upon. How am I winning this? Am I winning this? Can I win this? Jump and then a block. They're getting this disgusting thing next turn. Alright, well, GG's. We tried. We experimented. Losing to goblins is fine. I don't care. It's not a real deck. I'm not gonna, like, write that in my notes. Like, oh, I need to adjust for goblins. It's just random pile. Like, if our deck had a bunch of sweepers and, like, Extinction Event type things, I think it would be pretty easy to deal with it. So that can be adjusted for in the sideboard. Also, I think we probably beat that deck in a best of 3 more times than not, but I think their deck has a ton of inconsistencies, and our deck sort of just rode the lower end. I think when we do an Oculus thing, their deck is going to struggle pretty heavily. So, is what it is. But GG's. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck. Let's go to the deck really quick and see if there's any changes I want to make. We didn't get to see Poet's Quill, Bloodghast do anything. But I will say there were some hands with Deadly Dispute where I just didn't have a 1-drop. It was kind of annoying. You could play the 4th Eyetwitch, I guess. Quill does play well with Deadly Dispute, so does Bloodghast. Souls of the Lost looked fine. I don't really have any complaints. The Sephiroth was pretty good. Mana could be tuned up a little bit. Maybe you don't need 4 Sheoldreds, but we did have a game where Sheoldred and Winternight Stories looked really strong. So, I think solid list. Maybe you could play 2 Profs. Maybe you don't need all of them. But I like the idea of having the Profs Sheoldred stuff against Graveyard Hate. Like, if people are rest in peacing you, you can just beat them down with random stuff. So, maybe play the 4th Eyetwitch. Other than that, no complaints, really. Sideboard's always a work in progress. So, if you're worried about, like, small red creature decks, you could have Path of Peril. That might be one of your best options. It blows up your own creatures, but that's not a big deal for this deck. So, maybe play some Path of Perils in the side deck. That'll help with random creature beatdown things like goblins. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the deck, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.